The modular nature of PC is really what draws a lot of people to it, the customization that, there's a lot of PCs, but sort of this one is mine. And now you can do that with your keyboard, and it's been a growing environment, although a bit costly to enter. But now we have Glorious, who've made really good, really high quality, and actually quite good value kits. Good afternoon and welcome to Turbo Tortoise Tech. I'm actually quite excited for this. I think this thing is going to look absolutely disgusting when it's done. I've gone with the Kailh switches because having used them in some of the masks, they are, well, very, very nice. And what's also quite cool is they show you all of the variants that you can possibly get on the back of the box. Some of them are 27 grams. I mean, the speed silvers, that's like almost nothing. The bronze is like a clicky 42. There's tactile 45s, linear 45 and 60, clicky 45, tactile 50s, like all kinds of different variants and stuff. And what does it feel like where the bump is and how light and difficult it is and stuff. It's actually really quite detailed, which is quite nice. So if you get like I've got the red Kailhs because they're going to be like pretty good. I mean, in this instance it's a 45 gram linear silent key, smooth as butter, allowing rapid execution of the keys. That's what I want because I'm a key spammer. I play a lot of RTS and MOBA, and in those instances when you absolutely need to cast that spell or stun or a special ability and you need to spam or build those units, that comes in handy. Also great, obviously, for FPS and stuff, where if you're AD spamming a lot, like CSGO when you're clapping the pistol. So these are going to be pretty sick. And they give you 120 units. And this, I believe, is an 83 key. Yeah, 83 compact 83 key TCAL. So this is a 70% keyboard layout for this as well, which is also really nice. But before we get into that, I just also want to mention the keycaps that I got. I got their Aura version. It's basically pudding cups. So if you can see on the box there, it's like cut in half. The bottom half is actually clear, so you get more RGB coming through them, and they do look quite nice. We'll see about the diffusing and stuff on there as well. But yeah, it fits any MX style stem, which is cool. So any Cherry MX style stem will fit, and that's exactly what we've got here with the Kailhs with their central stem. So without further ado, that's the switches and the caps. Got my trusty microfiber cloth here as well because dust is a real thing in South Africa. It is a very dust-ridden country. Even with all the rain, it's still very dusty. But inside of this box is the most promising thing, and I don't have my knife with me, and I really need to get in through here. Cue a few moments later. Alrighty, so finally, now that I'm done faffing, wow, this is cool. Okay, so as you open up, Ascend right on the top because that's kind of the vibe, and then this glorious PC gaming race box in the middle. What is in here, I wonder? Okay, so this is a card for quick start guide, product support, downloads and warranty details. Please visit the website at the bottom of the page, gloriouspcgaming.com/quick start. Pretty cool. From 2014 passion game, some stuff about Glorious. That's cool. That's cool. That's a nice little touch just to have that as a greeting card. It's really nicely finished as well. I've got to say, like Glorious, one of their best things is their packaging. I mean, look at that for some foam. I mean, this is like Rock could drop the people's elbow in this and it still wouldn't be flat. Okay. Then inside, you get a nice foily Glorious sticker, which is always quite nice. Nice little touch to throw in there. And then, most important piece. Yes, this thing is heavy. Okay. Wow, we're talking serious home defense here, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking, wow, this is, I didn't know how much aluminium, jeepers. Okay, I can understand now because I was having a chat with a mate and I was like, he's been into custom keyboards for a while before these even came out. And I said to him, what do you think of these? And he's like, they're incredibly good value for what it is, like for a custom keyboard and to get into it. And now I kind of understand why. Like, this is no joke. The backplate and stuff, it's all aluminium. I mean, there's already padding and stuff between the deck and the actual insert lock and the PCB layer. All the LEDs and stuff inside of it, you can see. That is That is a satisfying knob. It's just a free-forming kind of scroll like that, but yeah, it's hella satisfying. That's wow. Okay, this thing weighs an absolute ton. This has got to be close on 2.5 kilograms. I'll check now, but like that's heavy. That is a huge block of aluminium. That's almost like there's almost so much aluminium, tooled aluminium here. You could probably sell it like for what you bought it for, just on the aluminium, like alone. Jeepers, okay. Like, you see it even as it thuds onto the desk. That's kind of amazing. Set of little screws as well, which I'm sure will be important for something later. I'm going into this completely blind as well. I've never done any of this. These are optional extra gasket strips. Due to minor variances that occur during the machining process of GMMK Pro, you might need additional gasket strips for peak acoustic quality. That's cool. So they give you a set of those as well. Sick. The key puller, the actual key itself puller, and the key cap puller is over there. And then a very nice Type-C braided cable, glorious styled with their yellow in it as well. I really like that they've done it with their branding. Nicely braided as well, feels really good, really sturdy. And that is the package contents. Okay, so that's what's in the box. There's no instructions set here. I just want to double check on that weight, because my giddy on, this thing is like... Okay, the box doesn't tell me anything and I'm tired of looking at it, so I'll just put it on the screen somewhere. But just look at that. It's kind of scary. Okay, cool. So there's screws all around the edges. I think that's why they give you these, is maybe as a spare set, just to have. They say that the stabilizers here are pre-lubricated as well. So, oh yeah, you can definitely feel that, and you can see it as well. I'll stop now and I'll get a close-up before I build the board. I should be able to get that on film with my lighting and stuff. I'm probably gonna have enough, but I can actually see the lubrication in the actual stabilizer, and I can feel it as well. It actually is almost sticky enough, yeah, that it like stays up as well. And all of the major stabilizing keys, your enter, your backspace, your shift, and your space bar has all been covered here by the looks of things. Feels really good. Feels really good. Pre-lubricated as well. Nicely done. Glorious. That is super sick. Let's unbox these keycaps. Actually, I'm gonna start on the switches, because these are also I'm very curious about these Kailh switches, as I've never used this yet. I've only been able to use Gatorun and TTC have been the two main, like, sort of not cherries that I've used, that I was like, okay, these are pretty decent, especially TTC. TTC has been an amazing switch. So I'm really hopeful for these. Definitely enough in the box. Also really cool packaging. They give you a set of tweezers as well. Bit suggestive, perhaps. Maybe rude, perhaps. But anyway, there's a set of tweezers in there. The same quick start guide, little notification, and another little glory sticker. Nice things to add on. Nice touches, man, to put in there. But the switches themselves, it's a block bag, so you can reseal it and pack them away later. This is what I'm the most curious about. It's how these suckers feel. These are dipole switches. Oh man, there's like no play in the switch housing, which is good. In the hand, feels pretty decent. I'll get a close-up of these as well. I actually just want to complete one key set just to feel what it feels like quickly, and we'll do the escape key. So what's nice is it can only go in one way, which is cool, and so the chances of you messing it up are way slimmer, and it just pops in so easily with the housing like that, and it's in. I mean, it's not going to come out. You can feel it when it goes in, like it just slides in so nicely. The housing is actually really sick. I'm not going to put you through me going through every single key, but I can tell you just on the face of it before building it. I just want to get everything out here. Okay, now these keycaps, because this is really what's going to make it look incredible, because that's about the feel. Oh, they come on trays. Look at that. Once again, quick start guide. Once again, the same sticker that you get with the keys. So, I mean, buying the set, you're getting 3 extra stickers. That's like R5 in value at least. But these keys are actually super sick. They look small as well because they're pudding. So the impression they're giving, okay, this is with the Escape and F1 and stuff. So it's literally on the set that I'm busy building with at the moment. Okay, and then they just tiles like that and you can just pop them out. That's quite nice. But you check the pudding keycap, like half and half. So that bottom half is gonna, the diffusing and stuff looks good. So I'm sure the bottom half is gonna shine out really, really nicely. Now put that in. But before we go any further, before I have too much fun in discovering all of these cool things that Glorious has done here, let me just have a pause there and take a couple of close-ups.
Day 2.
And now my faffing is complete and I'm ready for some show and tell. I'm so glad I took an extra day. Well, because I can, right? So why not? It's not like I really am glad that I just took a step back from this, because I was becoming quite frustrated with it, and it was actually unjustified is basically what how it turned out. And I've just got this old MK730 up for show and tell. Don't worry about that right now. Let's just talk about this as a primary thing. So this answers 2 tech questions in the tech world that have been, you know, hot on everybody's lips as of late, and rightfully so. It's the absolution agreement and the right to repair. And you just don't have any of those issues over here. If you want a new switch, a better switch, take them out and put it in a new set. It's literally as difficult as this. I'm just going to do a live thing for you. Keycap out, switch out. Literally as simple as that. And then put in a new switch wherever you want. So if you want just WASD to be a different set of switches, you can customize it for your field. Everything, it's like the normal modular PC environment, except the base platform you're buying over here is extremely robust. What I found to happen with these keys when I was putting them in is the little poles in them tend to get a bit bent when they are in transport and shipping, because as it's bouncing around in the truck or whatever the case is like that, they're obviously knocking into each other, and then it starts to bend these a little bit out of shape. And what tends to happen quite a lot, about 8 times on this full PC, on this full build here, was the back pole tends to be just a little bit out and then it bends out underneath the switch. Now, when I first saw that, I obviously panicked quite a bit, because I was like, there's PCB there. And if this is scratching the PCB, I might damage some of the connections. The PCB didn't even show that it had been scratched. It is so strong. It literally just gave all of these pins a black eye. Okay, so it's literally that tough. About the hardest thing on this keyboard was actually matching up some of the keycaps themselves. They tend to like have different orientations and stuff, because the key set is delivered for all 4 of the keyboards that you can put custom keycaps on from Glorious. So it did take a little bit of mixing and matching and stuff. There are helpful little guides on the actual site where you can see like the layouts and stuff for the keyboard, which did make it then a lot easier and smoother to get that set up. But the overall, like, build here and the switches and stuff, the overall cost does seem quite high. But I'm going to show you why over like a short period of time, like 3 years, it's literally going to pay for itself. So I've got, like I said, let me just put this key back quickly. There we go. Easy as that. And then we slap S on top, and it's, I mean, so sick, so seamless like that. So here's my old MK730. I'm busy looking for a new keyboard at the moment. I really like TKL because of the size on your desk. So the 75 is even a little bit smaller than this. I found this really good on the size. And also because of the weight and rubberizing, it doesn't run around as much as this does, because this thing weighs maybe less than half of what this does, okay? The aluminium here has this little sheet on the back plate of brushed aluminium, and it's like literally 1 millimeter thick, maybe even 1/2 mil. So it does create rigidity. And look, this is a good keyboard, and when it came out, it was absolutely fantastic. But now, my switches are getting a little bit old. You can see my control keys completely gone. My shift's on the way out as well. You can tell I've been sprinting in Tarkov far too much. So It's now that it's dying to get a keycap set for it, sure. But what about the switches? What do I do about those? I can't just pull them out like I can on this keyboard and replace them. So as soon as those switches die, I'm going to throw it away. It's $2,000 in the bin after 3 years. This for $3,000 as a startup platform, plus switches and, you know, the key set I've got now, it's about $4,300, right? But at the end of those 3 years, if I need a new set of switches or a new set of keycaps, it's another like 1,300 Rand, not $2,000 again. What about the end of the next 3 years? And then I can get whatever switch and stuff I want as well. I can change, I can have different ones in different areas. Switches comes in packs of 120. You use 78 on this keyboard. You buy 2 sets, you've got 3 sets worth of switches. So it's even got a rollover lifetime like that. Keycaps as well, you can take from other keyboard sets. The orientation and everything might not be as uniform as it is now, and trust me, you do kind of want that, especially these, like they grooved and they angled and everything perfectly for your fingers. It's extremely comfortable keyboard, this, and an extremely comfortable key set. But you can, if you just want to quickly fix a key, you know, you've got spares and everything. If I need screws and stuff, or gasket maker for my backplate to change the audio of the key set, I can do that. This puts the full customization suite in your hand, gives you a platform that's not going anywhere. You will not break this aluminium unless you put it in a trash compactor. How else are you going to break it? Okay, if someone breaks into your house as well, this is a weapon. This is a blunt force weapon. It's actually, this is 1.5 kilograms of the aluminium. Built like as it is, it weighs 3.5 pounds is what they say. It's 1.5 kilo and change for those of us who use proper, you know, measurement units. But the result of all of this as well is like comfort, performance, everything, plus that longevity, that intended lifetime. And then audio, I mean, you can't even compare. This thing is actually agitating me now because I noticed after using this, which sounds amazing. Listen to the spacebar. That sounds great. All the stabilized keys make the same sounds as well. Listen to this thing. Listen to that spacebar. I'd much rather have this. You've been good, but like you're under big threat over here because this thing, it just, guys, I can't explain to you how clever this is, and the fact that you can just repair it. One key goes, you're not throwing away the whole damn keyboard. You can just repair it. It comes with all the spares and all of that sort of stuff. Normally, like custom keyboards and stuff would cost like $6,000, even sometimes more. But you can buy the base platform for $3K. You can buy cheaper switches if it's too expensive right now, save for a couple months and get like Cherry MX, whatever you want from Kailh, Gator or Cherry. You can just put into this keyboard. You can just order it and get it. Keycap sets as well. There's like a huge variety. It's full custom, and this base platform with this PCB, literally unless you stab it, nothing is going to happen to it. Maybe 1 or 2 of the LEDs breaks, but it doesn't make the whole keyboard irrelevant. And if that happens, you just replace the PCB. It is so much better than any, I mean, literally, there is not a premium keyboard you should be buying. If you are spending $3,000 on a keyboard or more, and it is not this platform, you literally are throwing money in the bin. I was going to get a really nice premium keyboard now, even at a really good price of about like 2,300, 2,400 Rand. I'm not buying it anymore. I'm literally going to get one of these the end of February rather. I'm just going to wait another month and I'm just going to get myself one of these. I'll sit on this keyboard until then, because after I get this, it's the last keyboard platform I'm ever going to need. Did I mention as well, because it's glorious, you can customize every single key. You can do macros in every single key. You can do normal keystrokes in every single key. You can do whatever you want and program any of these keys. Full RGB programming. Okay, the RGB is actually maybe one of the areas that they kind of, the programming on that is kind of a little bit of a letdown. But the glorious mode looks absolutely fantastic. It's like a wonderfully bubbling, rippling thing, which is my style. I absolutely love that. The only thing with this specific key set as well, actually, it's kind of like the key sets in general. The clear area on the lettering isn't done very well. So the backlight shine through it can sometimes be a little bit underwhelming, especially with blue light. It is that, you know, it's blue light. It's that spectrum sort of light, which is, it's kind of its own kettle of fish. But when the blue comes through, you actually can't see it. And my mother was like, why don't you just turn on a light? And I'm like, because it costs money. have Eskom in South Africa. So I'd rather my keyboard was backlit by like 2-3 watts worth of LEDs than pay Eskom for running a couple 40-watt light bulbs. So, but that's the point of having a backlit keyboard, is that you'll be able to see it in the dark. I can't tell you the impression that this thing has left on me now that I've fiddled with it and tinkered with it and done all of the, you know, customizations and everything to it. It is the way. This is the way to do it. If you are serious about peripherals, and you should be, because I was just discussing that the other days, the technology now is so good, everything is good. It doesn't matter if you spend 10 grand on a graphics card, whether it's from AMD or Nvidia, you're gonna get a fantastic 1080p gaming experience. All of the technology is good now. All of the processors are good. Your rand per frame rate, like your cost per frame rate, is almost exactly 1-for-1 going up the board, like up the tier list now, because of how the competition and stuff is coming to the market. The technology is so good that it's kind of irrelevant towards the experience. You know what I mean? Like, you're always getting good frame rates kind of no matter what premium GPU or CPU you buy. The real like experience changes are now in how we interface with the machines, in peripherals and stuff. And this is like the best peripheral I've ever tested, ever. Bar none. And you know I'm a mouse guy and I love my mouse and stuff, and I was like, a keyboard is just a keyboard. No, this is the way to do things now. If you are, like I say, if you are getting into premium keyboard and you're not looking at this, you're hurting yourself. You're gonna make a very like buyer's remorse saddening mistake, let me tell you. Anyway, that is all I've got for you in this review. If you have enjoyed it, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side. AZIZ light. Thank you, much better, AZIZ.